as well. So we welcome in by way of Skype right now from down in the Carolinas. We welcome in Ashley Daley. Ashley, how are you?
Hey guys, how are you?
We are
very
great.
well.
There's a lot of news this week, Ashley, huh? It's been a very busy
Oh my gosh,
week.
there's so much news. So let's go ahead and get into it so we make sure we can get to all of it today.
Okay.
Because as you guys mentioned, you have a fantastic lineup ahead of you guys today on today's show. But obviously the big news is the announcement of the iPhone 4GS. Now, a lot of people are actually bummed that it wasn't the iPhone 5, but the iPhone 4S is still pretty cool. And the good news out of this is that Sprint is now getting an iPhone. We already know it's on AT&T, Verizon, and now Sprint is joining the pack with the iPhone. Now, the bottom line is that the iPhone 4S eliminates many of the iPhone 4 shortcomings. So it has an internal antenna switching system that should reduce, if not eliminate, the problems with the original antenna causing signal loss if you held it the wrong way or in the wrong spot. It's also, MUT has a faster processor, has better graphics, a better camera, and high definition video. But perhaps more important over the long term is that all iPhone 4Ss will be world phones. So they'll work on both the CDMA and the GSM networks. Now, the pricing will remain the same as it was with the iPhone 4S, starting at $199 with a 2-year contract. Now, what was really cool in the release yesterday was the announcement of iOS 5. Now, this can be downloaded by anyone who has an iPhone today, and it's going to add a number of much-needed features. One of them is Siri, which is a personal assistant that uses voice recognition. You can also get a version of Safari with tab browsing and iMessage, which is Apple's version of BlackBerry Messenger. That is my dog in the background. Sorry about that. So basically like BBM, how BlackBerry had BBM, Apple's now going to get that too. So very exciting.
Well, it is. You know, I think I'm actually very happy that it's a incremental improvement rather than a 5.0. I always tended to want to buy software that was an incremental improvement over the original rather than to go to a new version. The World Phone piece, I think, really makes this much more of a corporate phone than even the previous versions. You're really seeing a lot of improvements. The operating system, much tighter integration with the App Store, and you're really seeing, I think, in this particular model, this particular improvement, it's really become much more, for our CIO audience, much more of a corporate phone and really ready to be deployed.
Yeah, one of our labs analysts, Jason Brooks, actually just put out a video or just had a segment the other day. Can an enterprise go all Apple? Well, it almost seems like with the new OS, it's kind of, maybe it's pushing it a little bit further to where people will be more comfortable replacing where companies typically have all of their users using BlackBerry, partial because of the security. So Apple will still need to step up the security, but with all the other features it's coming along with now, it looks pretty prominent.
Yeah, promising. Well, Ashley, you're our Apple gal, so you're not disappointed that's not the 5.0, right? That it's just an improvement?
No. Well, like you, Eric, I was really happy to see that there was a new iOS, but it kind of gets to the point where you spend X amount of dollars on these devices all the time, and they keep pushing out new ones, and you're like, what the heck? I just spent couple $100 like last month. Like, I need a chance to actually be able to use this one and enjoy this one, and not feel the pressure to have to keep up with.
That's right. And I think Apple's giving $200 back as a trade-in, first time for older models on this one.
I haven't heard about that, but the good news is now that the price point for the i4S is $199, which is what it always has been, the Apple i4, the 4, is only going to be $99. So it's also going to be reaching new markets all across the world as this price point comes down and makes it more affordable and accessible to different markets.